Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here for my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business here today. It is hump day. We are over the freaking hump. We got Thursday to go to work. We got Friday to go to work. And then we got Saturday, which is game day. My God. If you're not pumped right now, if you're not excited right now, I don't know what to tell you. This is it. This is the big kahuna. This is the dance. We are down to 8 teams, 4 teams with the opportunity in each conference to go to the Super Bowl. Our Dallas Cowboys have been doubted all year long. They are the black sheep. You know I call them the black sheep. They're the redheaded stepchild. They're the low man on the totem pole everywhere outside of Big D. In fact, in Big D, sometimes they're the low man on the totem pole because some of our own fans don't believe in them. They are literally always figuring the worst is going to happen. They've been punch drunk. So, of course, when we played teams like the Eagles twice, they said we got no chance in hell. When we played New Orleans, they said we got no chance. Even losing teams like the Atlanta Falcons in the Mercedes Dome, they said no chance in hell. Come playoffs, they said you got Russell Wilson, you got Pete Carroll, you got no chance. We win that game, of course. Nice job, okay? You guys are still from the NFC least, which is amazing that the NFC least, our 2 teams there, are both still alive in the playoffs. When teams and leagues where they thought there were going to be multiple ones, like say, the NFC North. The NFC North's got nobody still in the playoffs. Just saying. So maybe the NFC East isn't the least after all. But we're going against the Rams, and what you always hear is that the Rams are one of the best offenses in the NFL. Which is true. For the whole season, they are. They are like the second best offense in the NFL. Jared Goff has got 4,600 yards on the season, which is true. But I'm here to tell you, though, what you got to look at also in here is, what is the trend? Where are we going? Because we know that Dak Prescott doesn't have anywhere near the numbers that he's got. We know that Dak isn't anywhere near it, right? We know that our quarterback is about 1,000 yards short of what he has. It's all true. I can't dispute it on the season. But see, there's a thing that happens. Sorry, I'm looking for these numbers. I'm missing it at this moment. But when we look at, I can't find it. But when we look at what's transpired over the last half of the season, okay, because here's the problem. We had some major things happen halfway through the season. You got Amari Cooper. You got more time for Dak and the other players there to also work with him. Zeke Elliott, we learned that you got to feed him, 2-fisted. Hell, you might need to get Joe Looney out there with a couple boxes of donuts and feeding them to him as well. Joe, come on now. You know you got tons of them. A dozen or 2 donuts from your stash isn't going to hurt him. But then you started having guys like Blake Jarwin start playing better. You started having Michael Gallup as a rookie start to get his legs underneath him and be able to be more of a deep threat. So when you look at those first 6 games of Dak, especially the first 3 where he had 170, 160, 165, that skews the numbers. But when you start looking at what Dak has done after Amari Cooper came, we did have a 469-yard game. We had 360-some against the Giants and things. So you saw those numbers go up. You saw him actually playing a lot better than where he was before. Jared Goff, with his fantastic numbers, has actually kind of gone downhill because over the course of, hey, check this out. I just wanted to go through and do this. I did the work myself, and turns out NFL Network had already done it. On average, they faced 15th ranked defenses throughout it. When you start going through the teams they played, I mean, over the last 9 games, they played San Francisco, that juggernaut. They played Arizona, that juggernaut. The Eagles, they played the Bears, they played the Lions, they played Kansas City, they played Seattle, they played New Orleans, and they played the Packers. So, of the last 9 games, they did play 5 playoff teams. So they're battle tested. The one problem, though, they lost to the Eagles, 23-30. They lost to the Bears, only scoring 6 points, 6-15. They lost to New Orleans in a shootout, 35-45. Now, they did beat Kansas City 54-51, and they beat the Seahawks 36-31. So in playoff caliber teams, they're 2-3. But Jared Goff, over the course of those last 9 games, where he had racked up 4,600 yards, averaged 283 yards a game, which is good, not as high as it was to begin the season, and he had 18 touchdowns and 8 interceptions and a 95 QBR. So he came back down to earth. And in some of those games, I mean, 1 touchdown, 0 interceptions, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception, 0 touchdown, 4 interception, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 0 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I think I got my numbers wrong on that one. I think I got one of them backwards in here, but I'll double check it. So it may actually be 14 and 11 because 413, I think it was against the Bears. I'll have to double check it. But regardless, he's definitely come back downhill. So Charles sent me a clip from NFL Network, and we're going to check out that clip right now here about what they had to say about my quarterback.
That is the magic number for the Cowboys this year. When they score 20 or more, they win. Without fail, 10-0. Though they'll probably need to score more than that this week at LA, where the Rams are averaging 28 points a game. It is the primetime game on Saturday, and Jane Slater has more from Frisco.
Dak Prescott is just 1 game away from doing what no other Dallas quarterback has been able to do with the Cowboys in over 2 decades, and that's take him to the NFC Championship game. Prescott, a lifelong Cowboys fan, was in diapers at the time and likely doesn't remember most from that game, but he certainly knows the importance of it.
Yeah, it means a lot, and more than what it means because of the past. It means because of this group of guys that I'm going to do it with, and just simply how we've been able to persevere all the adversity and everything that we've been through together, off the field, on the field. And I just know we've got the right guys to do it, and we're excited for this game.
Dallas's quarterback at the time, Troy Aikman, sent Prescott a text after his win over Seattle and said, quote, "First postseason win of many, but it is 1 foot in front of the other for Prescott as he gets ready to square up against the league's leading sack leader in Aaron Donald. Not to mention the Rams have one of the most formidable offenses left in the playoffs, featuring a young quarterback like Dak and Jared Goff, as well as a running back that is as efficient as Todd Gurley."
Well, you look at the quarterback matchup in this one. Dak Prescott and Jared Goff. You know, the book on Goff was okay. Finally came into his own. He's got the play caller that he needs. He's just going to burst and have amazing stats. You look since week 12, Dak Prescott has outplayed, and I'm not saying with the legs either, with his arm. He has outplayed Jared Goff, and the 6-1 record of the Dallas Cowboys is the glaring number right there. So let's dive into this matchup, the Saturday night primetime game. Raise your hand if you think the Cowboys are going to upset the Rams. You get to go first, James Jones. How? You should make a case for the game plan they have to execute for Dallas to beat Los Angeles.
Is Zeke It's Zeke. It's Zeke, and it's more Zeke. Listen, when Zeke touches the ball 22 times a game, they're 9-2. Get Zeke the ball. The Rams allow 5.1 yards rush, an attempt.
The Rams defense.
The Rams defense. Zeke is coming, and they're going to hand the ball off to. They know, the Cowboys know that's the formula to win when he gets the ball, when he gets a lot of touches. The Rams cannot stop the run. They're last in the National Football League, 5.1 yards per play, and Dallas Cowboys run the football, and I think this matchup for them, and I know where Willie's going, but this matchup for them is a very tough matchup because I don't think that this Rams defense can stop Zeke from running that football, and I think they're in for a long day.
Yeah. Now, Willie, you were a great defender in this league for a number of
Right.
years. And you had a television in your house, just like the Rams defenders do. When the Rams defense hears reasonable people, albeit, vociferous people like James Jones say that, they're going to get the ball pounded at them, and Zeke's going to beat them. What does that do to a team?
Absolutely. They're hearing this. And I would be disrespecting and say, you know what? For guys to say that we don't have a shot because we can't do this, which you have not done well.
Yep.
Okay?
And they know that. Yeah.
And they know that. But understanding that. But if you got those personalities and those players in that locker room and you're telling them what they can't do, then that's motivating. Going into the playoffs with a bye week, you understand what you haven't been doing well and what you need to do well. Now, I will say, it's not for the lack of talent. It's for the lack of technique. They haven't been playing great technique. They've been giving up big plays, and it's been scheme runs. It's been teams coming in and understanding their aggressive front. They'll get upfield. Let's implement these type of runs. You got to play better technique. You got to do a better job on the back end. They're young on the back end. Outside of a couple of guys, they're safeties. They got to do a better job of communicating. Peters understands this. He knows this. He told me that on the football field. So I get it. But if you're this defense, if you're Wade Phillips, feel disrespected. Okay? If you're everybody in that defensive side of the ball, feel disrespected because you got the whole world telling you what you cannot do and what you won't do against a team coming into your house. And you got a great opportunity. Is it going to be easy? Of course not.
And it might not be their house either, with the number of tickets we hear are being purchased by Dallas Cowboys fans. See it, Rams.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. They give up some points. They got a great front. Aaron Donald is a beast. 20.5 sacks. You got Ndamukong Suh, although he's slowing down a little bit, but he's still a beast. But they're young on the back end. And Jared Goff, I believe, has regressed. He is not Aaron Rodgers like everybody makes him out to be. And I believe, like they said, immediately before that field goal was kicked by the Bears, the cheapest price you could get for a playoff ticket was $160. I don't think you can buy a regular game ticket unless it's in the party pass at AT&T for a regular game. But immediately after that kick, the price went through the roof. You might see half of that stadium as Cowboy fans. There's no home field advantage for the Rams. This is not like we're going to Seattle. This is not like we're going to Atlanta. This is not like we are going to the Mercedes Dome. We got more fans, I believe, in California than the Rams do. And oh, by the way, I was mentioning, against playoff teams this year, the Rams are 2-3. The Cowboys have faced 5 playoff teams this year too, and they're 4-1. Keep that in the back of your head. I don't believe the hype that the Cowboys have no chance, because I've been hearing that all season. And my team, I believe in. We're over the hump. It's all downhill from here. And as always, friends, I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Thanks for Charles for sharing that with me. I'll see you soon.